Hello and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen and Show Me a Child of Seven and I shall show you the man, woman or they, them. Starting by reacting to a bit of this.
The only way for authoritarian regimes like the one led by North Korea's supreme leader Kim Jong un to maintain their grip on power, apart from ruthless and violent purges of anyone suspected of disloyalty, is to ensure total psychological compliance among their citizens. They achieve this through propaganda, strict information control, and the big one, relentless ideological indoctrination. And as many dictators have found, the best time to start indoctrinating your people is early childhood. In North Korean schools, it's normal for children to chant daily pledges praising the regime, shouting slogans like, "Thank you, respected father Kim Jong un. We have nothing to envy in the world. We study for the great leader." Obviously, this kind of indoctrination in a totalitarian state probably comes as no surprise to you. However, what if I told you this sort of thing is happening right here in Australia? Not with swearing loyalty to a dictator, but rather with Australia's newest secular religion, gender ideology. Yes, it's true. A parent from a high school in Tasmania recently shared pages online from their child's Year 8 HPE class titled Let's Talk About Sex, Term 2, 2026. You can find these workbook pages on the Women Speak Tasmania X account. In Lesson 1, Gender Identity, the instructions state, your teacher will model reading the passage below. The whole class will then read it aloud together at the same time. Focus on pace, expression, and reading as one group. Here's the passage. Gender and assigned sex are not the same thing. Assigned sex refers to the biological label, male, female, or intersex, given to a person at birth. Gender, on the other hand, is how a person experiences and expresses themselves in the world. It exists on a spectrum, and understanding the differences helps us respect and support everyone around us.
And you can go on X Twitter and find out it's also part of primary schools and kindergarten's curriculum, replacing respectful relationships. And in Victoria, it's also in the childcare centres. Now, gender means this. I don't use the word. However, it was used by John Money and Judith Butler. It was reappropriated, like the word queer was reappropriated for her followers of queer theory. And like welcome to country is to erase Christianity, gender studies in school is to erase heteronormativity and homonormativity and have children join the rainbow. Anyway, here's something that's probably on its way.
Knock, 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 knock to do a quick wellness check on Minnesota because what do you mean we're handing out trans dolls with swappable genitalia to 4-year-olds? 4-year-olds. No, I'm not making any of this up. In the land of tampon Tim Waltz, who did, yes, by the way, just pardon a child sex offender and rapist because he was an illegal immigrant. Important things. 2 professors have spent the last 6 years at the University of Minnesota's medical school developing a new consumer product called My Gender Dolls. Ugh, the ick with that name.
Ew, David.
That are not just a fun play toy for kids to engage with, but are supposed to be educational in nature, used by medical professionals and educators to expose children to the reality that you have options to switch your gender whenever you want, like a paper doll. While this project was being developed through the University of Minnesota's med school, which by the way receives $15 million annually in state taxpayer funding, not sus at all, the professors who developed the project shared that the goal is for kids to be able to learn about different options options for who they can be. And the med school funded little focus groups over the past several years, paying anywhere from $20 to $60 for trans and gender diverse children and their parents to play with the dolls and to talk about gender and bodies in large group settings. There have been a few prototypes of the dolls shown in public places, including in medical conferences, and back in 2024, one of the dolls, all of which have gender neutral names like Sam and Avery, by the way, was shown during a gender transition with a, how do I put this delicately, detachable penis taken off of the doll while a dress and girls' underwear were put on top of him instead. The school has tried to be abundantly clear in saying that no money from taxpayers was actually used for the commercialization of My Gender dolls, but they refuse to acknowledge if any money was spent in research and development for them. And the subpart of the university, the Institute for Sexual and Gender Health, that developed these dolls in the first place, has a total research budget of $1.4 million. One of the co-founders of My Gender Dolls is Professor Nick Ryder, who looks about exactly as you would expect the co-founder of My Gender Dolls to look like. And the other is Associate Professor Diane Berg, who is also, coincidentally, a member of the Association for the Treatment of Sex Abusers, normalizing the whole minor attracted people thing. So this is literally just a grooming project, is it not?
Possibly, but one thing I know is the earlier that the children start learning this sort of stuff, the harder it is to snap out of it.
Becoming a dad has made me aware of how much early childhood echoes into adulthood. In the first few years of life, all your behavior patterns are laid down. By 3 years old, your brain is about 80% developed, and by 7, your subconscious programs are fully formed. Much of the addictive tendencies we see in adults are attempts to find attachment to a parental figure who was not there when it was needed most. Adults who struggle with romance and relationships are often replaying a trauma that happened before memory. This may not be the perfect analogy, but I see my kids as bowling balls and I'm the bumpers. One side is discipline, the other side is encouragement. Too much discipline will make one afraid, and too much encouragement can make one reckless. It's always about balance. Our subconscious programs dictate our life. It doesn't matter what your goals are, it's your habits that determine your outcome. The good news is, at any point in life, we can alter our subconscious programs through either hypnosis or repetition. Change is difficult because it requires us to break deep neural pathways and then build new ones. It can be done, but it often involves a shift in environment, hitting rock bottom, or a jolt in consciousness, like a big psychedelic trip.
So there's something for children to look forward to, or perhaps years of therapy. But something was on the news recently which gave me some faith.
A major investigation is underway after 2 children went missing from a kindergarten. Live to Blake Johnson in Fitzroy North. And Blake, the young pair ran more than a kilometre home to watch cartoons on TV.
Pete, they hopped and skipped along this very footpath just outside the Rugged Vice store in Fitzroy North, busy St George's Road. The picture's remarkable. 4 and 5 years old, they escaped from their Isabel Henderson kindergarten, getting through the fence, and decided to go back to the house of one of them to watch K-pop Demon Hunters, a wildly popular animated movie for kids on Netflix. They made it home, which is remarkable, and the 4 and 5 year olds knew exactly where to go, just along St George's Road, a bit further up. A couple of Good Samaritans saw the kids and thankfully called police and followed them safely. We've tried a couple of times to get in touch with the kindergarten to get a statement as to how this happened and what they're doing to stop it happening again, but no luck yet. Remarkably, the kids did make it all the way home. There was family of one of the kids there. They let them in to watch TV, but imagine the shock, Pete, when those little footsteps came trundling through that front door.
I hope that their parents weren't too angry. Like the stranger danger thing, yep, but good on you, kids. I'm impressed. And that'll do. See you later. Bye.